Hi. Um, I'm sorry it took me so long to make this tape, but I'm kind of slow sometimes. Um, well, I've taken all my exams and everything, and I did okay, except in bookkeeping. I don't think I did too good because I didn't read the last two chapters, and there was a lot of questions on those two chapters. So I don't know. Um, on the automotive three that I had, I did real good, I think. I had three tests on Tuesday, and I had one yesterday, and this is Thursday. And today I have to work at night from 3 to 11:30, and tomorrow too. And then this weekend I'm off. But I got a Buick, a 62 Buick, a little Buick, a special, to do a valve job on. So I'm going to go get that today, I think, and take the heads off if I have time. And then I'll take them over to school tomorrow morning early and do all the work. And then come home here and grind the seats with my grinder. And then I'll put it back together. I told her I'd do it for $35. This lady works at the hospital. So that's dirt cheap, really. Uh, and let's see. Oh, my Chevy I've been working on pretty hard. I'm painting the same color as my Bug, light yellow. And right now I'm kind of at a standstill because I don't have a spray gun. The one that Jim has it's a cheap one, and I can't get it to work right. It worked fine for me about the first week, and then I started to use it the other day, and I couldn't even get any air to go through it at all. So I don't know what's the matter with it. I just said to hell with it, and I'll try to find another one. The guy next door, his brother has a good one. He used to paint his Jeep, so he's going to try to get it for me. But they went to the mountains this weekend, or this week, so there's nothing I can do as far as painting right now. I got the tailgate done, the top part of it. Done is in primered. I don't have it painted yet, the yellow. I was going to paint it, but this gun messed up on me. So I got to do the bottom half of the tailgate, and then I'm going to start on the rest of it. And told you I put my transmission in the day after I got here. I had it out yesterday and had it apart part of the way because I put a different shifter on it. Because the shifter that came with it, it's a floor shift. The one that I brought back, it hit the seat. So I had another one that I got in a trade. I traded a double bed for it to Jim a couple years ago. It's the one that came in his Chevelle. And I put it in. I had to make a few parts, I had to make an adapter for it. But it works real good. Works a lot better than another one does. It doesn't hit the seat. So that was my project yesterday. And when I put that other shifter on, I used some Loctite. That's that stuff you put on threads to make it lock. And let me tell you, it does lock. Because I tried to get that little plate off of there from the other shifter, and I couldn't do it. I went over to Sears and I bought one of those screwdriver tips, to go on a ratchet. They're real big, got about a 3/4 inch blade because the screws were, they were countersunk screws. So I broke two of those things trying to get one of them out, and I never did get it out. I ended up breaking it off. So if anybody tells you Loctite doesn't work, they're wrong. It definitely does work. And I didn't even clean the threads off. They had a little bit of oil on them when I put it in there, so. So tomorrow I'm going to go over to school and, with those heads off this Buick and do those. And let's see. I guess it was about 2 weeks ago. I had this guy's Mustang on the dyno at school, and the thing don't work. It doesn't load. You know, when you it's got a little button that you hold in your hand, you know, and it's off and on. And when you push it on, it's supposed to put a load on the rollers so that it bogs the car down. You know, it's to simulate conditions of going up a hill or something, and it wouldn't work. So I don't know what I'm going to have to do to get them to fix that. Nobody ever used it all year, as far as I know. I'm the only one that ever did. In fact, half the people don't even know what it's for. So, and then I went to use the oscilloscope, one of them, the other day at the same time, and it wouldn't work. It's got this deal on it. When you have your pattern in a parade, you know, your pattern on the oscilloscope screen is called a trace. And if you put it on the put the switch in the parade position, it has the trace for each cylinder. So you've got 8 little patterns, and it's got a switch on it with a potentiometer that you can turn the switch on and turn it, and it'll short out each cylinder as it goes across one by one. And you can see it on the scope. And if you turn it real slow, you know, then you can tell if one of your cylinders is missing. You know, say you got one missing, and you turn that thing, and each one of them should have a drop in the RPM. And when you get to one that doesn't, well, you know that's the one that's not firing right. So anyway, this thing is stuck on. You can't turn it off. And if you do want it on, it only goes halfway across the trace. So it doesn't work. And let's see what else. Oh, the distributor machine. I wanted to use it the other day, and somebody left it turned on, and the dwell meter operates on batteries, so it ran the batteries down. And I told the instructor the thing doesn't work. He said, well, the batteries are probably dead. We got some new batteries. And I said, well, the tach doesn't work either. He said, well, it never has worked. Well, I think I told you about that in that letter. So if you ask me, all the stuff they got over there is nothing but a bunch of junk. If you can't use it, what good is it? So, anyway, let's see, what else have I got to say? Next week, I don't have any school at all. There was 2 weeks they allow for exams, and some people have some next week, but I don't. I had all mine this week, so next week I've got all free, so I'm going to work every night. And let's see, this weekend on Saturdays, the Riverside 500 stock car race with all the big, you know, all the big names, you know, like A.J. Foyt and all them dudes. So that's pretty big happening in Riverside. On Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, they have a big parade, and down right in front of the hospital, and they got signs up all over the place, welcome race fans, and only thing this year they're calling it the Winston Western 500. I guess it's because Winston Cigarettes is sponsoring it. Anyway, it's still the same. It's a pretty big deal around here. They have a bunch of bands and stuff, you know, in the parade. And last week they had a race over there. It was a Permatex 200. It was a stock car race, too. So I'm not going to be able to go because I got a Buick to work on, and after I get that done, I got my Chevy to work on. I might go to the parade. I thought I might go take a couple pictures at the parade, but that's all. And anyway, I can't afford it. I've really been scrimping. I'll tell you, I haven't hardly spent any money at all. I haven't bought anything as far as food goes except for milk. I think since I've been back here, I bought about 2 gallons of milk, maybe 2.5 gallons total, and 2 loaves of bread, and that's all I bought for food. Except yesterday, on the way to work, I stopped and got a hot dog at a hot dog stand. That was 75 cents. And I put $31 in the bank last time, and this time I don't know. I hope to put my whole government check in, unless something unexpected comes up. Well, let's see. I got your letter. Let's see, yesterday. I got a letter from you yesterday, I should say. And wait a minute, let me go get it, see if there's any questions. That lasagna was still good. I brought it back and put it in the refrigerator, and then we heated it up. It was pretty good, it wasn't spoiled or anything. And let's see. You said that it was, let's see, that Ruth said it was 20 below to zero? Golly, I can't even imagine that cold. That is mighty cold. I don't remember, but about once or twice that I remember that cold, temperatures. Because one time when we went to the bus stop down there by Neiman's house, it was something like that. Man, was it cold. But last week it was really nice here. It was in the 80s, and no clouds at all. Just nice and sunny, and no wind or anything. Just perfect weather, and light smog. But then this week it hasn't been as nice. Up until Monday it was real nice, and then Tuesday it started getting cruddy, and it's been foggy. It was foggy all day yesterday, and it's still foggy today. So I guess this is going to last a while. I'm sure we'll be glad to have that nice weather back. And let's see, what else you got here? Well, that's too bad about Marinette's car. You said it got stuck stalled over there by Korean Pool. I don't know. They have the awfulest luck. Well, let's see, at work this last week or so, I haven't been doing much except stripping floors, scrubbing them and re-waxing them. Down in the lab, where they do all the blood tests and everything, and use all those chemicals, it got pretty dirty because they had a regular guy down there, and he worked down there every day, and every night he'd do one floor. He'd strip one floor and wax it, and then he'd do the rest of them, with a dust mop and a mop. And he quit, so this has been about 3 months ago, so it's pretty messy down there now. It's got one guy down there, but he doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't do any scrubbing and waxing. So I started down there one night. I went to work, and I didn't have anything particular to do, so I thought I'd start down there, and I did one big room, a chemistry room. It was filthy. You could really tell the difference because I started, kind of in the middle, and I scrubbed around, and it's in the kind of shape of a circle. The room's got a big table in the middle of it, and I started going around the table. And when I got back to the place where I started, you could really tell a difference. It was like the difference between day and night. One was white and one was black. It was so dirty I couldn't believe it. But that's about the way all the rooms were. So we about got them all done now. I guess there's about 10 or 12 rooms down there, and plus a big hallway. And we got 2 rooms left and half the hallway, and then we'll have that finished. We've got a vacuum sweeper especially made to pick up water. In fact, we got a couple of them, but the one that's available to us at night is kind of rotten. It doesn't work very well. The one they got in during the day really does a job. You just turn it on, and it's a big tank, and it's got a little. It looks kind of like a snowplow on the front. You just let this little squeegee down. It's a squeegee, but it's looks like a snowplow. And you just turn the sweeper on and start pushing, and it just sucks up every bit of the water, and it just dries the whole floor. You don't even have to mop it, really. Did a good job. Yeah, I guess it's time to turn this thing over. Jim's been working pretty much lately. He's been working on Sundays, but he's had Saturdays off. And he's got his Chevelle apart. Just before I left, he drove it over to his folks' house and broke 2 rocker arms for some funny reason he never could figure out. So we towed it home, and he tore it down. Never found anything. So he started to put it together last week, and he doesn't have it finished yet. He's just got a few little things to do, but he hasn't been doing much in the garage lately. He's got a 40 Chev and a VW in the garage. Both of them are all apart. The VW doesn't have any wheels or anything, no axles or nothing. And it's immovable. And the Chevelle is sitting right in front of the garage entrance. So if I want to work on a car, I got to put it behind the Chevelle. So if I want a wrench, I got to go all the way past all those cars into the garage and get a wrench. I sure wish you'd get that Chevelle running and get it out of there. Or at least get it so you could move it. You can't push it down the driveway because if you did, you'd never get it back up because it's so steep. It's a lot steeper than the one at home there. And I guess I'll just roll my toolbox out there. Thing is, you got to roll it through the dirt, and it's kind of hard. So I got to be getting going on that thing here pretty quick. I got to go pick it up, I guess. She goes to lunch at 11:30, and it's just going on 12 now, so I'll go over there I'll leave about 12, I guess, and pick it up. And well, let's see. I got to go get some parts for it, too, yet. I haven't heard from Mary yet. I sent her a tape yesterday it was, I guess, or the day before. And I haven't heard anything yet. Maybe I'll hear something today. We've been having trouble with our mail. Last week, or 2 days, the mailman didn't even come to our street. So I don't know what the deal was, but we had another mailman. When I left, in May and went back home, we had this one mailman. He was a real good dude. He's always stopped and talked to you and everything. And when I got back, he wasn't here anymore. He had someone else here. But he's back now. He got back Monday, I guess it was. So I guess we'll be getting mail every day now. They had him transferred to a different street. I guess it was a temporary transfer, and now he's back to his regular street. And that's the reason that my mail got sent back there, you remember, a while back? Because I didn't put in a change of address at the post office. When I came back. See, I put in a temporary change of address with the mailman. And I guess he told the post office that all the stuff would be forwarded home. And then when I got back, we had a different mailman, and he didn't know to change it back. So that's why it got all sent back there. But I got that all straightened out. Jim's got his new stereo stuff. Or he doesn't have the speakers, he just got the turntable and the amp. It's a 240 watt amp. It's a pretty big one. In fact, it's the biggest one Pioneer makes. And it's got a built-in reverb unit. But it doesn't work right because I don't think he's got it grounded. I think that's the reason it doesn't work. You turn it on and makes a big loud buzz or hum. I mean, I think if he grounded, he'd be all right. And then he had an Ampex tape recorder, and he was having trouble with it, and he took it into Glendale to the repair center, and they fixed it. They took the tape recorder all apart and went completely through it. You know, it's kind of like an overhaul. Replace all the little parts that need to be replaced. You know, they replace the meters and everything, and it only cost $35. I thought that was really cheap. And they gave him all kinds of new stuff, you know, new belts and new meters and switches and this and that. I thought that was a really reasonable price. I've been studying an air conditioning book. This semester I'm going to take it, and I hope I can just go in there and take the final test the first week or so, you know, and get that over with, because right now I'm registered for 18 units, and well, compared to this last semester I had 13, so that's quite a bit more school. And the reason I did that was because I plan on just going in and taking the final test, you know, in the beginning, and, you know, and eliminate it. And I was talking to one of my instructors today. I went over to school to see if it would be open tomorrow so I could do those heads. And I said, well, what does advanced engine rebuilding consist of? And he said, well, mainly it's just working on cars, you know, lab. And see, in engine rebuilding, the regular course, they just give you an old engine and you take it apart and put it back together, you know, the way you're supposed to. But in advanced engine rebuilding, I guess you work on people's cars, you know, actually customers. So, I don't know, maybe I'll challenge that. It sounds pretty easy to me, because I asked a while back, I said, what book do you use for advanced engine rebuilding? I said, the same book. And I've already gone through that book once. I don't see what else I could pick out of it. So if I could challenge that, I'd have 8 units. That'd knock me down to 10. Challenge air conditioning, that'd be 8. And this other course I want to challenge, which is chassis and drivetrains, that's 4 units. But I have to have 12 units in order to get my money from the government, so I just register for a couple more courses, and then I'd have 40 units, so I could get a certificate. It sounds easy, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it or not. I sure do hate to go through all this school here and not get anything for it. I got an OMI catalog Jane sent to me, and it doesn't have anything about automotive stuff at all. Nothing. It's just stuff like industrial engineering and mechanical engineering courses. They don't have any automotive stuff at all. So I guess I'm kind of out of luck on that deal. I don't know where else I could go in Cincinnati there, except New York Tech. I don't know about that place. I think what I might do, if I don't manage to get enough units this semester, or this year, I could register for next year and, you know, just come out here and take the final test on the first day or something, you know, and then go back home. So it'll only take me about maybe 2 weeks or something. Because I don't want to come out here for another year, because, you know, me and Sarge want to get going. I've been going through all my junk. I got an awful lot of stuff here. So I think I'm going to start sending a box home every payday or something. And let's see, I got some of my Navy uniforms. I think I'll just use those for rags, because we're getting low on rags, and I got enough stuff to remind me of the Navy back there. And let's see, I got some books and stuff. I got so many parts you wouldn't believe it, but I'm not going to keep them all. I'm just going to give them away. In fact, this guy at school, I I told him I'd give him a set of pistons and rods for a Chev engine that I got, and a spare that I've been saving for about 2 years. I said he could have them because I got to get rid of some of this stuff. I'm sure Jim doesn't want it all, and somebody can use it. So what I want to do is get down to where I don't have that much stuff to carry back with me, because I'll have pretty much as it is. I mean, I got my toolbox and my, all that crap that I had in my car when I came out here, and if I send it home, why, it'll be a little bit better. Well, I guess I better get going here pretty quick. It's 12 o'clock. I don't think of much else to say. Let's see. I think I'll go do that, and when I come back, maybe I can think of something else, because it's only going to be a few minutes. Well, a few minutes turned out to be a few days. Let's see, this is Monday morning. I got the Buick, and I got it all finished. I found out that it didn't need a valve job. That the reason it was running bad was because the guy that worked on it before didn't work on it right. He put a wrong gasket in the carburetor, and it caused a bad air leak. So, carburetor is nothing but an atomizer. So when the air is going through there, instead of drawing fuel, it was drawing more air. So of course it didn't run right. And then the distributor was messed up. I couldn't get one. Nobody in town stocked them. So I went out my old junk, found an old Chevy distributor. And what happened was the pins on the top, there's two little pins that support flyweights, centrifugal weights. They were worn real bad, so I got the ones off the Chevy and welded them in place. It turned out real good. I was really proud of my job. I was so proud of it, I took it next door and showed Buzz, the guy next door. So, anyway, I got it all finished. And, let's see, yesterday I worked on my Chevy. I played with the carburetor almost all day. Jim got the Chevelle running again. And this was my weekend off. It was foggy all weekend. The sun didn't come out at all either day, so this morning we get up and it's beautiful. And I gotta go to work. I get up at 6 o'clock this morning. That's the earliest I've got up since I've been back here. Usually I get up at 6:30 if I have to go to school or something. I meant to finish this yesterday, but the mail wouldn't go out, so anyway. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I really should do a little studying, but since it's so nice, I don't think I will. I think I'll work on my Chevy some more. The guy next door has got a spray gun, or his brother does anyway, and he's going to get it for me since mine's busted. And they're back from the mountains, so he told me last night he'd get it today. And that way I can get a little bit done. I've been working on it a lot, but you just can't see anything that I've done because everything's, everything you can is just stuff you can't see, like fixing the engine and that. But last night I got another steering wheel for it. I traded Gene, the guy that Jim works for. He had a steering wheel that'd go real nice in my car, so I traded him. Well, actually, I didn't trade him yet. I told him I'll take it, and then he'd come over and see what I got that you need, and then we'll trade. So, anyway, I put it in last night. I couldn't get the horn to work. So this morning I got in the thing, and I started it up, and I backed halfway down the driveway, and the horn went on. It just kept blowing and blowing. I couldn't turn it off, so I went out and pulled the wire off of it. I can't understand why it did that, unless maybe the relay's stuck. You don't want to hear all this stuff about my car, but this is the end of the tape. And, well, I guess that's about all. I talked to you on the phone Saturday, you remember, and I guess I'll send him pants. I'd rather just have you take the money out of my account and buy some for the dude, because, man, I need my pants. I don't have a lot of clothes. If I want to go someplace, I need them. Well, this is the end of the tape, so I guess it's your turn. Bye.